Welcome, graduates. Welcome, family, friends, and the whole Steamboat community to the 2017 graduation ceremony for Steamboat Springs High School. Yeah. We are celebrating in the sun today, and for that we are very grateful. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Now, for some of you adults, high school was the best time of your lives. You still think back to how cool you were and how ridiculously good looking you were. Well, to quote a friend of mine that spoke at this celebration years ago, I feel sorry for you. I agree with them. I had some great times at high school, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of amazing friends that I still hang with to this day that I built friendships with at Buena Vista High School. I cherish that, but I would never say that those were the best years of my life, and I hope you graduates don't either. There's so much opportunity out there and so many adventures to be had. Please don't look back and say that it never got any better than your high school glory days. Don't settle. Live it up. Love people well, and don't forget to share. I hope you get to know new cultures and travel the world. I hope you become friends with someone you never thought you would get along with. I hope you serve others and help those in need. I hope you never stop learning and growing into who you are meant to be. What an amazing town we live in, right? But still, some of you graduates have been begging and longing to get out of here. You've been begging for a new place, a new chapter, a new start. And some of you are quite happy in Steamboat. And although you're really glad to be done with the machine that's the educational system, you know that you are going to miss your classmates and teachers and coaches greatly. You know you're going to miss your family terribly. And you know you're going to miss this unique relationship you have with your community. For both of those that are ready to get the heck out of here, and those that are fine with sticking around, you have something in common. You are done with high school. Forever. Yes, it's awesome. To that, you should be proud, grateful, and excited for what lies ahead for you and your young life. To quote C.S. Lewis, he says, "What saves a man is to take a step, and then another step." You are all taking a step of accomplishment and completion with something that is going to launch you into the next phase of life. Keep going, keep striving, and keep your heads up and your hearts open. Be yourself and live out your dreams generously. No one ever made a significant difference by keeping to themselves and settling for a mediocre life. To the class of 2017, let's go!
On behalf of Steamboat Springs High School staff and Steamboat Springs School District RE2, it is a great honor to welcome you to the graduation exercises of Steamboat Springs High School in the class of 2017. We share with the parents, families, and friends who are here today great pride in the many accomplishments of this graduating class. We are all here to acknowledge and celebrate the achievements of the class of 2017. I would now like to introduce Mr. Grant Yanka, president of the senior class, who will introduce the platform guest.
I would now like to introduce our honored platform guest. Please stand as I say your name. Alexis Bagelnorth, class of 2017 class officer. Kiala Fraioli, class officer. Elizabeth Lukens, class officer. Samantha Stevenson, class officer. Aaron Warner, dedication speaker. Dr. Brad Meeks, Steamboat Springs School District Superintendent. Kevin Tallman, Steamboat Springs High School Principal. Dennis Alt, Steamboat Springs High School Assistant Principal. Luke DeWolf, Steamboat Springs High School Assistant Principal and Athletic Director. Patrick Slowey, Honorary Speaker. Margaret Huron, Joey Andrew, Board of Education President. Margaret Huron, Board of Education Vice President. Brandon LaChance, North Routt County Community Charter School Director. Margaret Anderson, class of 2017 Distinguished Speaker. And Charles Harrington, class of 2017 Distinguished Speaker.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It is safe to say that none of us would be here without the Steamboat Springs School District staff. If you have, in the past or present, worked for Steamboat Schools, please stand up. Thank you for your dedication, hard work, and effort for our advancement from elementary age to the middle school to the high school and now beyond. The tools that you have given us to help us succeed will not only make our futures positive, but in turn, the world's. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Miss Jenny Shea to introduce our first distinguished student speaker.
Thank you. Meg Anderson possesses an array of qualities that her community admires. The three that stand out to me as her English teacher are her deep intelligence, her ability to engage authentically with the learning process, and the responsibility she feels to use her talents to shift society. Meg has displayed these qualities for the past 2 years in World Literature and AP English. One of Meg's papers will always stay with me. The narrative she wrote about a revolution she perceived necessary in our world today. Meg titled her paper, "If Not Me, Who?" In this, she records her observations of the disproportionate representation of female heroes in history, politics, the sciences, and literature, and her personal experiences as a woman. This essay would be read to her classmates and included in a small publication distributed to parents and community members. Her first draft was moving, but Meg humbly realized that a written piece can always evolve, not for the sake of a grade, but because she was aware that her message would have an effect, that her actions in the form of language would impact other people. She hemmed and hawed over word choice and sentence structure and produced an essay filled with anecdotes, laden with imagery, conveying her theme that she will not be daunted by a legacy of a society that oftentimes discounts the talent and promise of its women, but rather that she would take action and become a role model for the future. Her essay concludes with these lines: "It is selfish to not be a feminist. If I, a privileged woman, feels discriminated against, what must a young woman in conflict-ridden Syria feel? What about the millions of women in the world that are facing a similar struggle? Someone must be the hero, the heroine I never had, and be the voice for those who don't have one. If not me, who?" Meg is perfectly suited to fulfill this aspiration. Meg's talent, work ethic, hilarious sense of humor, and most importantly, her awareness that her actions impact the world will allow her to affect progress. Cornell University is so lucky to welcome Meg next fall. Girls, and just as equally boys, need a role model like her. It is my sincerest pleasure to introduce the strong, witty, and brilliant Meg Anderson.
Thank you, Mrs. Shea. She has a knack for making me appear much more sophisticated than I actually am. And to the class of 2017, congratulations to your parents, because they are the real heroes here today. Try not to forget to thank all those who have helped you on your journey. Today is the best day to be a Steamboat Springs sailor. You all surround us on a day of celebration. But if you could witness what the average day was like of a sailor 1 month ago at our peak, you'd understand exactly how this passionate, personable, kind, and far-reaching class was sculpted. A day in the life of a sailor, for me, usually started when I walked into the school at 8:27, about the same time as all you other seniors rolled up at. Late, but not in a rush, I walk into my first class, English with Shay. And more often than not, my entire class is attempting the crow yoga position, except for that one kid in the back who's reading Hamlet in a remarkably sensitive accent. You do know who you are. Avoiding the freshman hallway and the hordes of people waiting in line for tater tots, walking to my second class, we all could, feel a buzz of energy coursing through the school. I know each of us had a unique high school experience, but we are unified in that because we are sailors, something big was happening. Like the hype for a playoff lacrosse game, or something big like peeking into the theater to spy on a rehearsal. On any given day, I'd pass Coach Clem in the hall and be greeted with a "Hey, buddy." Or perhaps I'd pass Mr. Slowey's classroom and spy a poor, shamed freshman wearing the marvelous Captain Obvious hat. My second class, taught by Mrs. Buelter, one of the few SSHS staff members that's not a yoga teacher, challenged me, as I'm sure many of you have been challenged by your studies. It was okay to be challenged because at least when Miss Buelter felt bad for moving too fast, she'd make it up to us. One time, as a source of inspiration, Mrs. Buelter let a few of her students take a stapler and staple her right in the arm. Hopefully, Mrs. B, I didn't just ruin your favorite party trick. I'll never forget a lot of the moments I've had as an SSHS student, club member, and athlete. Class of 2017, we've had some pretty rowdy days. And I hope you will cherish what you've learned here, because this isn't it. We have so much more. What's more important than a day in our high school life is a day in our life 5, 10, or 20 years from now. Our class is incredibly talented and far-reaching. A day in the life of a 2017 Sailor alum is sure to be big. Amongst us, we have show-stopping actors, actresses, and the entire drama troupe whose productions have time and time again mesmerized our entire community. One such senior amongst us, Ian Grant, will be attending the American Academy of Music and Dramatic Arts to become the richest, most successful director to date. We have Keala Fraioli, who will be acting as a princess at Disney Park. I'd also like to say, Keala, it's a good thing I never auditioned for any of the plays, because I don't know how we would have shared the spotlight. Speaking of spotlights, Mr. Charlie Harrington will definitely steal the spotlight on the Glee and Drama team at West Point Military Academy. That's a thing, I think, right? Honestly, Charlie and Grant, Athena, and Dustin, 4 of our class of 2017 grads who will be joining the military. I don't know what a day in your life will be like, but you all deserve the spotlight and my deepest gratitude. Big things are happening for our class. We had 6 students sign to play sports in college next year. On a side note, to those of you who care, 2 of those signing athletes were Nordic skiers and only 1 was alpine, so we know which sport is superior. I must say, out of all the athletes, skiers miss school the most. But it worked out okay for Jet Skimore, who is headed to the U.S. ski team. Look for him at the 2022 Olympics. We have a lot of student athletes in our class. They're always grinding, always giving 110%. Their workout is our warm-up, and they're going to go #far. Perhaps the only group that sends harder than the athletes are the nerds. I can say that because I am a nerd. Coast to coast, from our class, we are sending out the future of science, language, history, literature, and math. Our competitive class pushed each other to be excellent, and will do the same for the greater academic world. It's clear our class has some big days ahead of us. Personally, I don't know what a day in my life will look like in 5 years, and you probably don't either. I urge you, with any wisdom I have borrowed from someone, to make your purpose meaningful. Do something each day that will positively impact someone. To not give back to the world would be to abandon all the gifts we have been given. I'm pretty naive, but not naive enough to think our futures will always be painless. I urge you to endure. I have truly loved witnessing some of the days of your kind, talented, and adventurous lives. Push onward and upwards. To my classmates and my friends, the inspiring and fearless class of 2017, make a day in the life of a Sailor alum something big.
I would now like to introduce Audrey Rody, who will be performing a song she wrote for graduation called Home.
Problems with being tall and wearing heels. Ooh. How tall do I want it? Very tall. There we go. That'll work. Can everybody hear me in the back there? No thumbs up, really? There we go. That's what I wanted. Somebody's mom is very enthusiastic. So I wrote this song a couple months ago for a talent show. I was actually going to play one of my other songs, but I wrote this about 2 hours before, and it was so good, and I was so proud of it. I was like, oh, the graduating class will love it. Unfortunately, I forgot most of it on the stage, as anybody who was there will remember. But they were very nice, and they're letting me play it again, so hopefully it won't go too bad this time. And I want to just say a message to my class that no matter where we end up, I want you to remember that it's home. In and out we go like the tide we flow that takes us away from our friends and home, washes us on the sands of exotic lands and makes us change our perfect plans. But you will find that the ties that bind us more than time by far. I'll find home wherever I roam, 'cause home is where you are. There can be no doubt that we'll all go out and there will be debts to pay. But while we have home and love is grown, don't throw it all away. 'Cause you will find that the ties that bind you more than time by far. You'll find home wherever you roam, 'cause home is where we are. You know it's true, some part of me and you will always be in this place. And we'll find home wherever we roam, but it can't quite replace when we find that the ties that bind us more than time by far. We'll find home wherever we roam, 'cause home is where we are. Yeah, we'll find home wherever we roam, 'cause home is where we are.
I would now like to introduce Ms. Buelter, who will be introducing our next student speaker.
Okay, I can't believe this came out to be 5 pages. No, I'm joking. I am truly honored to introduce to you one of the valedictorians of the graduating class of 2017, Charlie Harrington. Charlie's success at Steamboat Springs High School is testimony to his parents, Lori and Brian, whom we also honor today. I hope you savor and enjoy this moment, many years in the making. Congratulations. You've done a beautiful job with your son, and I'm grateful that you entrusted him to us. Charlington, it seems like yesterday that he was a semi-scrawny 9th grader in a senior level course and so quiet. He has definitely left both of those traits in the dust. While we are blessed here in Steamboat with so many students who want to learn, Charlie takes that to the next level. He has taken both of my AB and BC calculus classes, which is more than enough calculus for most. But that wasn't enough. This year he took the subject of multivariable calculus through Johns Hopkins University, which is a feat in itself. But to do it online is self-inflicted torture. Charlie would get stuck now and then and come to my room and put a problem on the board, and it consumed the entire board. And then he would start asking me questions. The first one was easy. I said, 1988. And he said, is that the answer? I said, no, that's the last time I thought about a problem like this. As he talked me through the problem, he quickly realized that I had more questions than he did, and he gave up on me. Charlie's determination crosses all boundaries, and he is truly dedicated to every challenge. Charlie is talented in mathematics and science, is an eloquent writer, a talented actor, an excellent singer, and competitive athlete. It is inspiring to see the captain of the football team on stage as Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors. Charlie has fully embraced everything our school offers and even what we don't offer. Charlie's integrity and work ethic are unmatched, and the fact that he has been accepted to the United States Military Academy at West Point speaks volumes about the type of person he is. Charlie Harrington is one of those scholars destined for greatness and that teachers dream about. Not in a weird way. I am honored to introduce him to you today.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Buelter. Thank you to the faculty, to friends and family, and most importantly, thank you to the class of 2017. It is truly an honor to be up here in front of you today. I realize that most of you probably want to get out of this heat, so I'll try to make this short. How does an hour sound? Kidding, this will take at least 2 hours. No, wait, that wasn't a joke. Class of 2017, congratulations. Today is mostly a happy day, but people always focus on that part, so let's talk about the sad stuff. This is the end. Most of us peaked in high school, and it is all downhill from here. To those of you who don't feel you peaked in high school, well, I'm glad you enjoyed middle school so much. Obviously, this is just the beginning for all of us, but it is still a little bit sad because this could very possibly be the last time that we were all here together in one place. And some of us have been together since the very beginning. And the fact that it's tough to say farewell proves how blessed we are. As Winnie the Pooh says, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. We have made memories together that will last a lifetime, and the good news is we don't have to say goodbye to those, unless you plan on partying really, really hard in college. I hope everybody's doing all right. I know it's very hot, especially in these black gowns. And I just want everyone to feel comfortable, which is why I would like to talk to you about politics. Just kidding. What I really want to talk about first is some of the things we've gone through together. These past 4 years, we've experienced a lot of firsts. Our first time getting lost in a school that now seems so impossibly small. Our first time taking a class with someone older than us and thinking, why does that upperclassman hate me? Our first time taking a class with someone younger than us and thinking, I get it. Our first time playing a varsity sport or participating in a club. Our first time watching a school play or musical. Our first time thinking, God, theater kids are so weird. Our first serious girlfriend or boyfriend. Our first heart-wrenching breakup. Our second girlfriend. Our second night spent curled up in the fetal position. Our third girlfriend. Our third time sobbing into our pillow. Our first time realizing maybe we were the problem. As a grade, we've endured a lot of hardship. We collectively grieved over the death of Glenn on The Walking Dead. Sorry for that spoiler alert. We survived Ebola. And somehow, some way, we managed to deal with a group chat of over 100 people. Chanting, we get it. You want to go to Burns. You know, I've come to the conclusion that these speeches are kind of a weird concept. A high schooler with no idea whatsoever how to live independently, telling other high schoolers how to live successful lives as independent adults. You know, I could talk about how 45% of high school students feel prepared for life after high school, or how only 37% know how to cook anything besides ramen, or how 100% of what I just said was made up. But I won't. I won't talk about that. And I won't talk about how to lead a successful life, because that would be like me being a baby, still in a diaper, telling the rest of you how to use a toilet. I'd have no idea what I was talking about. So instead, I thought I would talk about how to make a difference. Because no matter what we end up doing with our lives, that goal will always be present. Whether it's within our schools, our workforces, our homes, our communities, our country, or our world. We all want to be able to know that we left a lasting impression. And I think I can talk about this not from my own knowledge on the subject, but rather from the example that someone else has set for me. If you don't know who Pio Utu is, let me introduce you to our beautiful town of Steamboat Springs for the first time. He's a pretty popular guy. I'll give you some quick tidbits. Pio is from Samoa and is essentially the master of anything athletic. He was going to be an Olympic ski racer, but an injury prevented him from doing so. He could have been a professional boxer if he'd wanted to. He has held weightlifting records at the University of Nebraska, where he played nose guard for them. He can hit a golf ball at least a mile, maybe a mile and a half. He has started 6 businesses in town and spends time training Steamboat's young athletes. Since the 6th grade, Pio has made me sweat, puke, want to lay down and cry, and ultimately become a better athlete. He is the reason for my fantastic vertical. Those of you who know that I can't jump, that's funny to you. I am certain that what I have learned from this man can help us all moving forward to achieving that common goal. Freshies, the Shack, the Egg and I. If you go to any of these restaurants from any time between 7 to 10 in the morning, it is almost as certain as the sunrise that you will see Pio eating 6 poached eggs, refried beans, turkey sausage, and a cup of berries, surrounded by a number of smiling faces engaging in conversation. I have had the privilege of being one of those smiling faces many times. After a brutal workout at the sand courts, Pio will say, "Okay, stretch, then we go to breakfast." It has been through invigorating talks and hilarious stories shared over a cup of coffee or tea that I have discovered an enormous deal about friends and myself. Joining Pio for the most important meal of the day has helped me create genuine and meaningful relationships. Throughout the rest of your future, whether you go to college, travel abroad, or join the workforce, you'll meet many people with their own stories. Get to know them. When you look back, the most special memories you have will be with the people closest to you. Build deep, meaningful relationships with others. The scent of toast and eggs frying has, from my experience, the power to create those powerful bonds. If you want to make a difference, start with breakfast. Besides breakfast, one of Pio's favorite pastimes is speaking in front of crowds, as you may recall from scholarship night. We're lucky he broke his glasses, or we may still be in there. The thing is, once he gets going, it takes him quite a while for him to run out of steam. Most of the time, his words are worth listening to. In one of his recent speeches, Pio talked about the custodians. How did he get onto that? No one really knows. But there he was, reminding us that every day there was someone there before us, cleaning the windows and vacuuming the floors. While it was a topic from way out of left field, his message was spot on. You are not here solely because of your own actions. Every teacher, coach, mentor has played a major role in helping you get here. And more will continue to assist you along your way. While you are the one running the race, there will always be people there to hand you a cup of water. And if you look hard enough, you'll see others sweeping the road ahead of you. These are the people who help you without you even knowing it, those who allow you to succeed without the glory of recognition. Show gratitude towards those who do their work backstage. They are just as integral to your success. If you want to make a difference, thank the janitors. Now, if you're a typical teenager, then one of your absolute favorite activities is sleeping. Anytime, anywhere. P.O. doesn't even know what sleep is. He averages probably around 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. I honestly don't know how he does it. P.O. once told me that he fell asleep in his truck at a stoplight. And a cop rolled up, tapped on his window, waited till P.O. rolled down the window and said, Mr. Utu, it's time to go now, the light's green. And it's not like P.O.'s up every night binge-watching 13 Reasons Why or balling out on 2K. He's taking advantage of every moment that his eyes are open, working hard, helping others, giving back. The future holds an almost unlimited number of incredible moments. To be a part of the ones that you want, you may have to give up some sleep. Now, I'm not saying fill your plate up so much that you don't have time to sleep. I'm saying become so passionate about the things that you are doing that you forget to. Fill your days with the things and people that mean the most to you. If you want to make a difference, sleep at the stoplights. Pia once told me the story of when he was first offered steroids. Rather than just say, no thanks, Pia picked up a chair and threw it at the man. When I asked why, he answered with such force, he simply said, I didn't need it in my life. Sometimes you need to make your answer abundantly clear. There will be many obstacles and people that try to distract you from your goals, negative influences that will try to push you off course. To remain dedicated to your cause, shut down those influences immediately. If something is important to you, don't let others dissuade you. And this includes yourself. There will always be a voice inside your head telling you to quit or take the easier path. A weak person listens to that voice. A strong person hears that voice, but drowns it out with the noise of their willpower. If you want to make a difference, throw a chair. It would be an interesting statistic to find out how much time POS spent training young athletes in this town. It's a lot, I know that. And he doesn't get paid for it. In fact, when you consider how much PO probably spends on breakfast a year, he loses money the more he spends time with us. Yet he does this and he loves it because he has truly put service above self. He gives and gives and gives. As you will discover, there is always a way to serve others. The demand will never disappear. The good news is you have an endless supply. You always have more to give. More time, more effort, more love. If you want to make a difference, give more than you think you have. This past month, I have been working out a lot with Pio to prepare for West Point. While my physical fitness is being improved upon, Pio has shown me the importance of exercising my mind to push through mental barriers. He's told me that we're working on elongating my muscles and making my body more efficient so that I don't have to breathe. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Pio doesn't believe in breathing. Just try working out with him one-on-one. Pio, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I can't catch my breath if I'm doing another exercise. It's not how it works. More important than somehow overcoming my body's inconvenient tendency to require oxygen, however, is the mental fortitude that Pio has stressed upon me. At some point in life will beat the snot out of you, and it will probably do it many times. Life is like an older brother who pushes your head under the water while you're swimming. He'll let you back up to get a single ragged breath, then shove you right back under. It is during these difficult times that it is most important to grit your teeth and keep going. Build the strength of mind so that you are your absolute best when the water is above your head. If you want to make a difference, exercise your mind. Amidst Pio's uncanny ability to dominate anything athletic and his natural talent for making anyone his friend is an air of absolute humility. In his mind, I'm sure he feels completely unworthy of all that I've said about him today. It's a good thing Pio isn't speaking, or he'd probably refute everything that I've said. Plus, his speech actually would be 2 hours long. I challenge you all to match his humble attitude. Work hard and speak softly. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then an action is worth 1,000,000,000. Be the person whose deeds show your character, not the words of your mouth. If you want to make a difference, never give yourself the credit. If you haven't figured it out by now, Pio has a heart of gold. He loves this town and the people in it, and he doesn't hide that. This is what we can take the most away from. Show that you care about others. Invest in your relationships, family, and community. Pour your love onto all, and be prepared not to get any back. If you want to make a difference, exercise your heart. Fellow graduates, you are soon to step away from this gorgeous oasis that is Steamboat and venture into what is known as the world. It will not be all ski days and hammocking trips. But if you build meaningful relationships, if you show gratitude towards all, if you take advantage of every waking moment, if you shut out the negative influences, if you put others before yourself, if you rely on mental fortitude, if you remain humble at all times, if you show your love, if you do these things, I promise you, without a shred of doubt, that you will make a difference. Thank you, and congratulations again to the class of 2017. Have a great graduation.
"100 Years by Five for Fighting" expresses a lifetime in 4 minutes. Through this, you feel like life is fleeting, just like the notes in the song. During Strawberry Park's 5th grade graduation, we sang this to remind ourselves to live life to the fullest, as we only have got 100 years to live. Directed by the wonderful Corinne Sommerfeld, featuring solos from our seniors, here's 100 Years.
But you see, I'm a they, a kid on the way, family on my mind.
I'm 45 for a moment. The sea is high and I'm heading into a crisis, chasing the years of my life. 15
Friends and family, the class of 2017 will be carrying on the tradition of leaving a gift for the school that has done so much for us. We will be leaving Steamboat Springs High School with 2 gifts this year. The first is a light that will be placed at the top of our flagpole so that the colors will not have to be lowered every night. Our second gift are banners to replace the previously fallen ones on the light poles in our parking lots. These banners will have Class of 2017 on them so you can remember this grade for years to come. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Our next speaker is truly one of distinction, and I am honored to have this opportunity to introduce him today. He has spent his life in the service of others, giving 29 years to the U.S. military. It was the Army, but I can forgive him for that. And as if that wasn't enough, he then turned to teaching, to pass on his wisdom to the future of our country. Really, the joke's on him, though. He did such a great job educating me, just so that I could go off to the Naval Academy, where they beat up on all those Army guys. All jokes aside, please welcome this year's commencement speaker and the best Bill Clinton impression in town, Mr. Patrick Slowey.
I don't know what to say about that. Well, here it goes. That's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the school board, Dr. Meeks, administrators, parents, and most of all, the graduating class of 2017. Good morning and welcome to this morning's commencement ceremony. Before delivering my prepared remarks, I just want to say it's an honor and a privilege to have been selected as a speaker for this year's commencement. The graduates assembled here today, and I started our experience here together 4 years ago, and it seems only fitting that as I end my career with them, and as they prepare to close out this chapter on their lives, sort of the alpha and the omega, if you will, the beginning and the end of our time here at Steamboat Springs High School. So to the class of 2017, I'm very grateful and humble to have the opportunity to address you this morning. A couple months ago, a group of seniors approached me and requested that I speak at the commencement. They caught me in a weak moment, and I agreed, not knowing really what I was agreeing to. After the initial shock wore off, I said to myself, why me? What can I possibly say that will influence them? After all, nothing's worked up to this point. Well, after doing a little probing, I determined that the class of 2017 selected me so that I would roast each and every one of them for old time's sake. Well, after doing some quick math, Mr. Brown, I quickly realized that there were not enough hours in the day to roast everyone, and God forbid I might offend somebody by leaving them out. And then it dawned on me. I could fall back on that old, tried and true teaching method of collective punishment. I could roast the entire class in less than 10 minutes and be gone. So, as my 90-year-old Austrian mother is fond of saying, Patrick, if you cannot say something good about somebody, don't say anything at all. Since I'm still getting paid, I am still getting paid, Dr. Meeks, aren't I? I guess I got to attempt to say something profound, so here it goes. In the immortal words of Joe Walsh, members of the class of 2017, you are, quote, just an ordinary average guy, end of quote. Now, despite what you've been told by numerous teachers and others over the years, you are incredibly ordinary. And as you prepare to leave this valley onto the new stage of your new life, you're about to find out how very ordinary you really are. you are soon going to find out that you are not the smartest one in your class. You are not the fastest skier. You are not the quickest wit. And you are not the most popular person in the room. And no matter what measurement you select to compare yourself to others with, you will always find yourself coming up short. You are, in fact, very ordinary. We have two graduates here today who have the distinction of having secured appointments to the service academies. Quite an accomplishment. Even so, Mr. Yonka and Mr. Harrington, in a few short weeks, when you go off to join the long gray line, you're going to find out how very ordinary you really are. And by the way, I have no idea what they call it at the Naval Academy, maybe the short white wave, but I don't know. I don't talk to sailors as practice. As I thought more about my accusation that you're all ordinary, I realized there was one area in which collectively you might excel. One facet of your ordinary lives where you might actually become something extraordinary. And because of the foundation laid by your parents, your teachers, and this community at large, you have the potential to grow into an extraordinary person of character. Now, some of you are characters already, but I mean growing into adulthood as a person people look up to and respect. Now, many of you are leaving this valley to pursue your dreams and fulfill your ambitions. It's a bittersweet moment. You're leaving your friends, family, and familiar settings for a new world. New routines and new acquaintances. You may not realize it now, but you're lucky because you get an opportunity for a do-over, a test correction, if you will. You have the opportunity to present yourself as a blank slate, an unknown quantity to those you meet in your new surroundings. This is your chance to make a first and more than likely a lasting impression. You're going to make a snap judgment on those people you meet, and they in turn will make snap judgments on you. Once you get past the superficial observations, you're tall, you're attractive, you drive a Subaru. All those things we use to measure people here in Steamboat. Once you've gotten past that, and they've sized you up on the outside, they're going to start sizing you up on the inside. Specifically, where it really matters, your character. Can you be trusted or not? Do you have compassion for others, or do you do things in your own self-interest? Do you follow through on your commitments, or do you leave others hanging? Do you stand up for your convictions, or do you bend with the wind of popular culture? And the most important of all these character traits, the cornerstone on which your character is built, do you possess the integrity above reproach? There are a fair number of definitions regarding integrity. My favorite is, do you do the right thing even when no one else is looking? It is easy to be honest when you're on the stage of life, but do you do what you say and say what you do when your parents, your teachers, your friends, and or perfect strangers aren't looking? Integrity is a lot like virginity. Once you've lost it, it's really tough to get it back. And once you've compromised your integrity, everyone else seems to know about it. So as you meet new people, realize that as you judge them, they are judging you. One other thought related to character on which you have been groomed to be wildly successful in this community, and that is in selfless service. And I don't mean the mandatory community service you had to do in middle school, and I don't mean the community service you have to perform as part of your parole agreement. I mean real, voluntary, selfless community service. This service takes many forms, and some of you will be formally organized, and some of you will enter into professions where you habitually sacrifice your own comfort and safety for the good of society on a daily basis. However, many of you will be surprised by the opportunities to serve others when they unexpectedly present themselves in the most unlikely of settings. Maybe it is helping tutor one of your new classmates on some difficult math equation. Maybe it is inspiring a teammate to give that extra effort to excel. Maybe it's helping a child learn how to read. Or maybe it's just taking the time to listen to someone who's in distress. No matter the size or scope of your effort, when you willingly subordinate your wants and desires to serve the needs of others, you will never go wrong. So go forth and actively seek out opportunities to serve in your new community. And after all, you've had a great example of selfless service right here in the Yampa Valley. So by now, you're probably asking yourself, where does integrity and community service intersect? I love it. Well, talk is cheap. Your deeds and your actions, not your words, will speak volumes about your character. Don't proclaim, look at me, I'm special, I care. Because when you do that, all you're saying is that you care about your own self-aggrandizement. And if you really care, really honestly care, quietly translate your words into actions. Like integrity, do it when no one is looking. Maybe the only people who know what you've done is yourself, and more importantly, those you've helped. And after all, that's all that really matters. 5 years from now, no one will remember your GPA. No one will care. No one will remember who the homecoming royalty were, except the homecoming royalty. No one will remember this speech, because after all honor and glory is fleeting. But your character will be remembered forever. So in closing, it's been a real joy to have most of you in class. Kinda. You made my first year and my last days here at Steamboat Springs High School memorable ones. In the future, I look forward to hearing about some of your exploits, just some of them. And despite what I've said, I'm sure that some of you will actually be extraordinary in following your academic and/or career pursuits. Never forget, though, in the end, it is character that counts. I'd like to leave you with an old Irish saying: go forth, do good, and avoid evil. To the ordinary class of 2017, congratulations. I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Please help me welcome Dr. Brad Meeks, the superintendent of the school district, who will be presenting special recognitions.
Good morning. Thank you, Patrick, for sharing your ordinary words that can make an impactful difference. But I'm sure if I polled the audience, we'd probably get some, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard want to jump into this debate too. So
all of them are junior services.
We'll take this up later. But well, welcome everyone. Also, I want to acknowledge Charlie and Margaret for your words earlier too. So thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2017, and welcome to the family, friends, and community members who are here to help celebrate this milestone. Each of the graduates here today has taken a unique path to earn the privilege to be here. As evidenced by the number of people here today, you have also had many supporters on this journey that have helped you through both the exciting and difficult times. Please be sure to say thank you to those who have helped you get here today. The diploma that each of you will receive today during today's commencement exercise has created an opportunity for you to move on to the next stage of your life. Some of those opportunities will be planned, and some will be unexpected. Wherever your life path takes you, embrace the journey on your way to making the world a better place. There's never been a better time to get involved in your community's college, workplace, and whatever endeavor you're going to be doing. But make yourself aware of local, state, national and international issues. Step up, be involved, don't wait, and you will make a difference. Don't be that person that says, somebody should do something about this. Be that somebody. Leadership is ageless. To lead, you must be involved and informed, and as JFK stated, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. The Steamboat Springs community continues to be incredible in the support that comes in all shapes and sizes provided to our schools, staff, and students, and several of our speakers have already spoken to that. On behalf of the school district, I would like to thank the community and families for being there at all times to help make this a remarkable place to be. On Wednesday night, the annual Steamboat Springs Local Scholarship Night was held. In the past 38 years, over $2.6 million from approximately 80 different scholarship givers have been presented to graduating seniors from Steamboat Springs High School. This year, through the generosity and hard work of many businesses, associations, community service organizations, clubs, families, and individuals, we were able to present local scholarships to our graduates that totaled $157,500. If you received a local scholarship, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. This class has demonstrated tremendous academic accomplishments. Here are some remarkable statistics about the class of 2017. 76% will attend either a 2- or 4-year college. They will attend college this fall in 24 states, ranging from in-state institutions to Ivy League schools to military academies. In addition to local scholarships, the class of 2017 has received numerous other scholarships from their schools. This year, the class of 2017 receives over $760,000 for their first year of college from these scholarships and over $1 million in total for merit scholarships. At this time, if you received a scholarship from your college, would you please stand? We also have 4 students that will be joining the military, and I'll speak to that in a moment, and 7 sailors will go on to play collegiate sports. These attributes of the class of 2017 are a tribute to students, families, community, and school staff to help these young men and women develop the values to continue leading a productive and fulfilling life. Well done. As I mentioned earlier, we also have 4 individuals who have dedicated themselves to serving our country by joining the military. Would you please stand as I call your name and military branch? Enlisting in the United States Air Force are Athena Marsh and Dustin Sullins. Joining the class of 2021 at the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, is Grant Yonka. And joining the class of 2021 at the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York, is Charles Harrington. We're all proud of you for your devotion to serve our country. Thank you. I would also like to recognize the graduates who have earned academic recognition. Students with a cumulative GPA of 4.0 to 4.099 are distinguished as cum laude. They were awarded a medal with a white ribbon. Would those who are graduating with the cum laude distinction please rise and be recognized? Thank you. Students with a cumulative GPA of 4.1 to 4.199 are distinguished as magna cum laude. They were awarded a medal with a red ribbon. Would those who are graduating with the magna cum laude distinction please rise and be recognized? Thank you. Students with a cumulative GPA of 4.2 or higher are distinguished as summa cum laude. This year, there are 7 graduates with this distinction. They are awarded a medal with a blue ribbon. Would the following students please rise and be recognized as I call your name? Mara Glenn, Nolan Sankey, Julia Wong, Margaret Anderson, Brian Gilbertson, Liam Hahn, and Charlie Harrington. And finally, as you leave us today to continue your journey, I recently read this bumper sticker type quote that said, "I didn't come this far to only come this far." Please take what you have learned so far and use it to pursue your dreams and make for a better world around us. Congratulations to the Steamboat Springs High School class of 2017 for all you've done. We're a better community in place because of you. Thank you.
Graduates, please rise. Would Mr. Joey Andrew, President of the Board of Education, please come forward at this time? As principal of Steamboat Springs High School, I would like to present to you the graduating class of 2017. All the graduates before you have met the graduation requirements of Steamboat Springs High School, Steamboat Springs School District RE2, and the state of Colorado. I now present these graduates to you for your official recognition and acceptance.
Thank you. On behalf of the Steamboat Springs School Board of Education, we would like to congratulate the graduating class of 2017 on having met the rigorous requirements of the academic programs that have been set forth before you. Congratulations, and I do accept this graduating class of 2017 on the 3rd day of June, 2017. Congratulations.
Graduates will now come forward to receive their diplomas. I would like to remind everyone that pictures of the graduates will be taken as they cross the stage. Presenting the diplomas will be the senior class sponsors, Mrs. Lucy Ann Meyer and Mr. Garrett Branson.
Lucianne and I have worked with this class for the past 4 years as class sponsors. We built floats, planned dances, promoted sailor spirit, and had a great time. And now we are honored to hand diplomas to the class of 2017. Jennifer Harriet Adler. Benjamin Tate Anderson. Kayla Nicole Anderson. Margaret Elizabeth Anderson. William Allen Anderson. Isabella Sophia Arce. Cruz Anthony Archuleta. Silas Blake Axtell. Alexis Kathleen Balgenorth. Brooke Elizabeth Banning. Evan Remy Barbier. Lawrence Tell Belton. Jack Michael Bender. Dane Eric Bissett. Madeline Jean Boothby. Madeline Ray Boucher. Kyle Quinton Boyer. Coraya Marin Brewster. I don't know what's going on. Brittany Anna Brown. Hunter Allen Brundridge. Keep moving a little bit. Brooke Alyssa Buchanan. Anna Lynn Burkholder. Leah Alexandria Carrigal. Alexander Rush Coffey. Jessica Michaela Colombo. Carson Gage Campos. I don't know. Nolan Richard Connell. Channing James Connor. Jillian Grace Cook. Emmy Maria Constantini. Colton Tyrell Crawford. Colton Lake Creamer. Ellen Catherine Crouch. Raleigh Joseph Darcy. Lauren Elizabeth Julie Day. Shannon Alexandra Day. Cullen Robert Delaney. Esther Rose Delaquadri. Tanner Michael Demara. Patrick Sean Dillon. Macaulay William Dumke. Rhea Abigail Kristen Durier. Chase Anderson Erskine. Magdiel Ivan Escarcega Calderon. Isabel Marie Feldman. Mia Cassandra Fisher. Lita Elizabeth Folk. River James Foxwelsh. Kiala Rose Fraioli. Erica Nicole Fuller. Carolina Garcia Armendariz. I did it after all. Mayana Catherine Gibbs. Oscar Brown Gilbert. Brian Joseph Gilbertson. Maura Michael Glynn. Sierra Dodds Good. Ian David Doran Grant. Alexis Charisse Griffin. Lucas Simmons Gumbiner. Mary Catherine Hackworthy. Kayla Lynn Haggerty. Liam Gabriel Hahn. Matthew Scott Hansen. Charles Scott Harrington. Mary Grace Henry. Adam David Hoffman. Jacob Joseph Hustleton. Oscar Patrick Janin. Grant Andrew Yanka. Luke John Jankowski. Karina Michelle Johnson. Haley Lynn Karshner. Sam Nicholas Carson. Ellie Morgan Kavanaugh. McKenyon Michael King. Zoe Elise Kirshner. Cade Adler Clawitter. Hannah Lacey Klein. Samantha Lynn Kepfer. Ethan Lee Labriola. Sydney Noel Lanham. Madison May Larson. Skylar Ewing Leeson. Sedona Lee Lewis. Tucker Dylan Limberg. Christian Bentley Linford. Katie Grace Look. Daniela Lujano. Elizabeth Alice Lukens. Max Connor Lynch. Jennifer Azucena Maldonado Garcia. Athena Madison Marsh. Kennedy Ann Matson. Andrew William McCauley. William Rock McConnell. Hadley Marissa McGee. Jack Robert McNamara. Christ Fenna Metzler. Andrew Calder Mitchell. Michaela Claire Muller. Guillermo Munoz Tarango. Caitlin Margaret Musselman. Colin William Musselman. Hallie Princess Meyer. Emma Jane Nelson. Colton Winfield Pasternak. Jackson Milton Patrick. Jacob Marley Patterson. Logan Dale Pence. Palmer Willie Porteous. Sean Michael Portman. Nia Elise Powell. Christina Marie Price. Quincy Catherine Pugh. Trevor William Pyle. Jared Brennan Raper. Charles David Rapolo Jr. Wyatt Arthur Reynolds. Flor Yalet Rico Mireles. Ethan Samuel Rineker. Ernesto Alonso Rios Gutierrez. Elizabeth Aubrey Rody. Leah Winter Rouse. Kelly Patrick Ryan. Ryan James Sabia. Shelby Danielle Sabick. Lane Joseph Salyer. Alejandro Sandoval Hernandez. Jessica Ann Sandvik. Tucker Quinton Sanford. Noah Blaine Sankey. Sean Thomas Scanlon. Matthew James Schmaltz. Gabriella Rose Seng. Jet Robert Seymour. Charles Parker Smith. Samantha Josephine Stabil. Kellen Elaine Stanhope. Christina Elizabeth Steinberg. Samantha Marie Stevenson. Tyler McKinley Stranad. Dustin Tyler Sullins. Eric James Summers. Jacob Neil Tallman. Tyler David Terranova. Emily Margaret Thompson. Madeline Elise Thompson. Dakota Lee Tvet. Noah Dane Townsend. Riley Noel Toy. Sage Nora Turek. Abigail May Vandergraff. Michael Ross Van Hera. Kayla Juvisela Villaparra. Porfirio Emanuel Villaparra. Colton Voltzel. Brandon Lee Wagner. Ethan Jacob Walker. Mariah Faye Walker. Bailey Michael Wallish. Mackenzie Palmer Ward. Sydney Shea Weber. Solomon Camilo Harrison Weltzheimer. Emily Ann Wirtz. Peter Randolph Wharton. Julia Chufun Wong. Hannah Jean Carly Woods. Cassett Brielle Yeager. Ellie Ann Swack.
You've heard many words by distinguished members of our community. I am sure that the words I leave you with are words that only you will understand the meaning that I'm conveying to you as your English teacher. I took this page out of my copy of Great Gatsby in honor of you. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow, we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Graduating class of 2017, please stand. It is my honor to conduct you in the tassel switching ceremony. You will now take it from your right to over your heart, which is where all of you will be for me forever.
Would the Steamboat Springs High School staff get in position for the recessional? In concluding today's ceremony, I want to thank all the graduates for a great and exciting year. As you leave our school, I encourage each and every one of you to take with you the skills and the pride and the character you have developed while growing up and living in this wonderful community. Best of luck and congratulations to all. Following today's ceremony, you may meet the graduates in front of the school.